Okay, what if your garden didn't look modern? What if it felt ancient? Not old and abandoned, not neglected or falling apart, but timeless. Like it's existed for centuries and will be here for centuries more. Stone paths worn smooth by generations of footsteps. Weathered columns wrapped in climbing vines. A space that feels calm, powerful, and almost sacred. I know that sounds dramatic, but stick with me. Because today, I'm showing you how to create an ancient-style garden landscape using materials you can actually get, design choices that work in real backyards, and projects you can start this weekend. And the first few? These are the ones that make people stop mid-scroll and think, wait, how did they do that? Quick question before we start. When you think ancient garden, what comes to mind? Roman ruins? Japanese temples? Greek courtyards? Drop a comment because I'm curious what aesthetic pulls you in. Right, let's begin with the most visually striking project. First, Namarkar Project 1, Stone Pathways. If you do only one thing from this entire video, do this. Ancient gardens always begin with stone underfoot, but here's what you need to understand. Forget perfect lines. Forget symmetry. Forget anything that looks like you measured it with a ruler. Ancient paths feel organic, slightly uneven, softened by time. Use natural flagstone, stepping stones, or even irregular concrete slabs if you're on a budget. Set them into gravel, sand, or low ground cover like moss or creeping thyme. And here's the key detail everyone misses. Leave small gaps. Let plants grow between the stones. That's what creates the illusion that this path was laid generations ago and nature's been slowly reclaiming it ever since. Nothing, and I mean nothing, transforms a space faster than a stone path that looks like it has a story. Picture yourself walking on stones that feel like they've been stepped on for 100 years. That weight, that history, that permanence, that's what we're creating. Be honest, does your current garden path look intentional and timeless, or does it look like you bought some pavers last summer and plonked them down? No judgment. Most of us are in the second camp. Shamrathner Project 2, Weathered Stone. Features. Project 2 is about creating mystery. Ancient landscapes always hint at lost structures, at something that used to be here, at a story you'll never fully know. You don't need actual ruins from a Roman villa. You just need the suggestion of them. Add broken stone pillars, partial columns, stack stone walls that don't look finished. They look like they've survived. Let them lean slightly. Let vines climb them. Let moss and age do the rest. Here's the key, though. Restraint. 1 or 2 focal pieces are enough. You're creating intrigue, not building a theme park. When people see a weathered column partially hidden by plants, their brain automatically fills in the history. They imagine what used to be here, what this place meant. That's the magic. You're not telling them the story, you're letting them feel it. Question: would you go for Greek-style columns, Roman-inspired ruins, or something more abstract and mysterious? Tell me your vision. Doris Project 3, Ancient Water Element. Every ancient garden has water, but not loud, showy water. Not fountains that sound like Niagara Falls. Calm, still, reflective. A shallow stone basin. A simple fountain with a slow, gentle trickle. Even a ceramic bowl placed among rocks. Water brings movement, sound, and life without overpowering the space. And here's the secret most people miss. Even the smallest water feature instantly makes a garden feel intentional and sacred. This is where the atmosphere truly shifts, where your garden stops feeling like outdoor space and starts feeling like a retreat. Listen to that sound in your mind. Soft trickling water, birds in the background, complete calm. That's what this creates. Real talk. Do you currently have any water feature in your garden, or has it always felt like too complicated to add? Let me know what stopped you. Chaktu Project 4, Time-Worn Statues. Now we introduce the soul of the garden. Ancient-style gardens often include classical statues, Buddha figures, or myth-inspired sculptures. But here's the absolute rule you cannot break. They should never look new. Choose stone or concrete. Avoid shiny finishes. Let them weather naturally. Encourage moss and patina. And placement matters more than you think. Place them partially hidden between plants. At the end of a path, emerging from greenery. It should feel like you discovered it, not like you bought it last Tuesday and stuck it in the middle of the lawn. This creates curiosity, emotional connection, a sense that there's more to explore. People should round a corner and find your statue, not see it from the street. Tell me, would your ancient garden have a classical, Greek statue, a Buddha, a mythical creature, or something completely different? What speaks to you? Chapter? My Project 5. Layered planting. Ancient gardens are lush but controlled, never chaotic. Use layered planting technique. Tall trees or shrubs at the back, medium plants in the middle, ground covers below. Focus on plants that feel timeless. Olive trees, lavender, ferns, ivy, rosemary. Ornamental grasses. Avoid overly bright, modern flowers. The kind you see at garden centers screaming, "New hybrid variety." Stick to muted greens, silvers, dusty purples, and earthy tones. This gives your garden depth. It creates the sense that these plants have been here forever, that they belong here. Ancient gardens don't look planted. They look grown. Question: what's currently growing in your garden? Modern bright annuals or timeless perennials? And which would you rather have? Chapter Project 6. Gravel Courtyards. Before lawns became a thing, there was gravel. Gravel areas feel ancient, practical, and quietly elegant. Create a small gravel courtyard, a seating area framed by stone, a quiet corner for reflection. Use neutral tones, beige, gray, sand-colored gravel. Nothing bright or artificial looking. Add a simple stone bench or wooden seat. No cushions, no clutter, no outdoor living room vibes. This is where ancient gardens breathe, where there's space for silence. Modern gardens feel like they're trying to be something. Ancient gardens just are. Be honest, could you handle a space with no lawn? Or does the idea of gravel instead of grass feel wrong to you? I want real opinions here. Chapters, Project 7. Aged clay pots. This one's quick but crucial. Plastic pots instantly ruin the entire illusion. Immediately, no exceptions. Ancient gardens use terracotta, clay, or stone containers. Let them crack, let them fade. Let them develop that natural weathered look with mineral stains and moss. Cluster pots in groups, not evenly. Spaced like soldiers. Vary the sizes. Make it look organic. This small detail adds authenticity that people feel, even if they can't explain why. Your brain knows. Plastic, checked modern. Clay, checked timeless. Quick poll. Do you currently use plastic pots or have you upgraded to terracotta stone? Confession time. No judgment. Project 8. Shadow and Enclosure. Ancient gardens were designed for escape from the world, not wide-open lawns, not, look at my entire property. Use pergolas, arches, tall hedges, mature trees. Create partial enclosure, mystery, rooms within your garden. Shadows create intrigue. Shade creates calm. Walls create sanctuary. This makes your garden feel like a retreat from the modern world, because that's exactly what ancient gardens were. A place apart. A place protected, a place where time moves differently. Tell me, does your current garden feel like an open exhibition, or does it have secret corners and hidden spaces? Which would you prefer? Project 9, Natural Patina. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Ancient style isn't built in a day. But you can help it along. Let materials age naturally. Use lime wash on walls instead of bright paint. Add iron or stone details that will rust and weather beautifully. Avoid anything too polished, too perfect, too just installed. The goal is imperfection, with intention. You're not being sloppy. You're being patient. You're letting time do some of the work. Real question, are you patient enough to let your garden age naturally, or do you need instant results? Be honest with yourself. Chapter Project 10. Simplicity and the final secret, the one that ties everything together. Ancient gardens are never crowded. They breathe, they pause, they leave space for silence. Remove unnecessary decor. No gnomes, no solar lights shaped like mushrooms, no quirky signs with jokes on them. Let stone, plants, and time do the work. Less is what makes it timeless. More is what makes it a garden center. Choose carefully. Place intentionally. Then stop. Last question before we wrap. Could you resist the urge to keep adding things? Or would you constantly want to fill empty spaces? This is a genuine personality test. Numbers, we're in closing, so there you have it. An ancient-style garden isn't about copying history textbook perfect. It's not about being archaeologically accurate. It's about creating a space that feels grounded, calm, and eternal. A place that makes you forget what year it is. A garden that feels like it's always existed and always will. You don't need to do all 10 projects at once. That would be madness. Start with one. Just one. A stone path, a weathered column, a quiet gravel corner. And slowly, over time, your garden will stop feeling like a backyard you're constantly trying to improve, and start feeling like a place that's simply complete. Drop a comment right now. Which project grabbed you? Which one are you starting with? 1. Stone pathways. Number 2. Weathered features. The hill 1, 3. Water element. Alarm bond 4. Statues. Non-bond for 5. Timeless planting. Hunks. Gravel courtyard. Non-vin. Clay pots. Now wine. Shade and enclosure. Non-gen. Natural aging. Tend. Simplicity. Tell me your number and why, because your vision might inspire someone else to finally start. If this made you see your garden differently, if you're now imagining stone and shadow instead of lawn and flowers, hit that like button. Subscribe to No Fail Garden, because I create content about gardens that feel timeless, not trendy. Thanks for being here. Thanks for wanting something deeper than the latest garden fad. Now go create a space that feels ancient. Make it look like it's been waiting for you all along. This is No Fail Garden. Timeless gardens. Real vision. You've got this.